And the pot calls the kettle black, calls the kettle burnt, calls her mad. Kettle reminds the pot that we've both been burned on the same stove, that the parts of our bodies that are layered in soot were scorched by the same hands. Kettle tells pot that she still boils water, holds the hot breath of a white man's tongue, endures the slow simmer of a white woman's allyship, and still, we make something beautiful. Pot calls the kettle wicked, and kettle says no, but says she's so magical she burned the hand of the last man who tried to pour himself a piece of her. Says she's so black she is everything, so black she is the beginning. She is the first thing someone finds home in when they wake up in the morning. Says ain't that what it means to be black? To have the world go up in flames around you and still be sanctuary for someone, saving men who lost themselves the night before, saving men who curse our names but forget his mama is made of steel too. And now the pot has no words but calls the kettle bitter, but loves the glass pan, the fine china, loves all the exotic shit white men put behind glass casings, loves how fragile things not made of steel can be. But this isn't about the pot or the pan. This is about the kettle, the black woman, how she pours herself across the earth, but no one bats an eye when the water disappears. We give ourselves to men who never love us, but they say we are difficult, too hard to break. How we, the kettle, praise this pot, this man for all the water he holds. How we are the only ones who do not call him monster when the water boils over, because we know this heat, this white flame, hot enough to make any of us explode. We are the first ones to make noise when the world goes up in flames, but they say the earth was saved by the man who heard her scream. Pot calls the kettle black, and kettle says yes, but says you best remember you black too. The next time they bring a fire to your neck, they burn black bodies on the stake and the stove. Pot calls the kettle black, and kettle says bitch I might be, says nuck if you buck, then says wipe me down. Kettle says yes my nigga, I be black, I be mad, and I boiled the last man down to his bones when he tried to test me. Pot calls the kettle black, and kettle says hell yes. But don't say my name as if you ain't ever been burnt too.
Microphone check 1, 2. If you can hear me, put a 1 in the chat. Let me know if the mic's on point. We're about to do this. We are about to do this. Okay, so let me make sure. There we go. Bring up a little bit of just a little background music. You know, keep everything smooth and funky. You know what I mean? Keep it cool. Keep it smooth in the house, just like that. This is a MsRV Production. We are about to get down to the get down. But before we do that, let's check out the Mammy of the Day. Here we go. Mammy of the Day.
A lot of black women would say, why do you call him daddy? Because he's raising me. He's raising me.
Here we go with the BS. Monique, you are dead wrong. And the lady who was interviewing you is possibly even more wrong for allowing this to slide. First of all, why is your husband raising you at your very mature age? Shouldn't you be all grown up by now? And why does some quote unquote raising you have to include you calling him daddy instead of your husband, which is really what he is? What's wrong with husband or partner or soulmate? And let me make this clear before y'all get in my comments calling me bitter, a hater, lonely, jealous. I'm not hating on this lady's marriage in any way. I am married to a loving black man and have been for 14 years. And I feel that he supports and loves me authentically. But baby, raising me? Nah, he's not doing that and never has. I was a grown adult when I met him, And although we have matured together, we are not children. And I really need women like Monique to stop acting like pygmies. Stop making it seem like women are some type of babies or invalids or idiots that need to be taken care of and told exactly what to do. And I didn't miss the shade when she said that Black women would ask her why. Stop the madness. All races of women would ask you why you are calling your husband daddy and saying that he is raising you while you have a full head of gray hair. Now, I could have sworn with older age and gray hair comes wisdom, but now I'm not so sure. But I digress, y'all. If y'all want to hear more from me, please subscribe to my YouTube, my TikTok, and as always, drop your feelings, thoughts, and comments down below.
All right, that's Protect Black Women. Make sure you go to her channel, hit that like. Of course, be subscribed. Protect Black Women is a channel. You have to check her out. So yeah, Monique, what are you doing? Let me keep this going. Let's have some fun. Pretty Black Magic. Break it down for us. Pretty Black Magic. Here we go.
Magic Nation, let's discuss this today. This is what the passport bros won't tell you. You know how they always holler about Black women are jealous. Y'all jealous because we going over there to the Philippines, Thailand, Colombia. Oh, they can't go to Brazil because that Negro messed that up. I said, ain't nobody jealous that you raw dogging a bunch of sex workers without a condom and y'all coming back infected with the HIV and the herp and other shit that I can't even pronounce. Because over there, they get tropical diseases that if you contract that shit, well, you're going to have to get treated over there. And we all know they got that new super gonorrhea going around, and it is spreading real fast over there with them sex workers. So a British dude went over there, fucked around and found out, messing with one of those women. He came back to the UK itching and burning. Not only did he get infected, he infected his girlfriend. So she's sitting there like, wait a minute, you mean to tell me this food and gave me the super gonorrhea and y'all can't do nothing about it? Yeah. So when you see the kings going overseas, most of them got the HIV and the herp. So let them go over there and swap out them STDs, and then they'll figure that shit out. So it says here, unexpectedly high HIV prevalence among female sex workers in Bangkok, Thailand, and they have it. It is very, very, very high, and they still work with that shit because that is a way of life. So you can see here, sex workers and their clients face a particularly high rate of HIV infection in the Philippines. You see that? You see that? Over there, in case y'all don't know, it is a way of life. The women sell their children, and sometimes the father pimp out the young girls, sometimes little boys to tourists. And I used to always wonder why these Negroes always say, go to the Philippines, go to the Philippines, go over here to Thailand. And I said, oh, y'all over there messing around with young underage girls with no condoms. And a lot of times those girls, they've been trafficked so bad, they have you know what, and you can't get rid of it. And they really don't care. Just pay me love you long time, Black man. Give me that money. And y'all can swap them diseases over there. Keep that shit the hell away from me. So let's go into this one here. So this is something else the Kangs don't want to talk about. The high risk of gay Black men getting HIV. So we all know most of the Kangs, quite a few of them, they into men. They go from pussy to pussy, pussy to pussy. Then he get his passport. Then he go overseas. So it is just one big mess.
Pussy. Oh man, see. Oh man, that was funny. But this is a serious thing. So basically half of down low Black men will get HIV. I guess that's what they're saying. That's high. I mean, there's no way to mince that meat. You know, there's no way to mince that right there. That's all bad. Here we go.
So this is why it is important to divest. Anybody who fucking around with the Kangs, good luck with that. Even if you go get tested and use so-called protection, well, ain't no guarantee because these motherfuckers here, they have this shit. They know they have it. They will poke holes in the condom, do whatever. Y'all have seen me do stories about the Kangs. They have the HIV, the herp, you name it. And they're going around infecting Black women on purpose. So while they sitting around listening to they Bussy Bandit, Kevin Samuels, and all the rest, yeah, they telling these fools, hey, if you got something, go around and infect and fuck up as many black women's lives as you can, and they have it, and they know they have it, and they don't care. So it says here, CDC reports suggest that 50% of black MSM will get HIV in a lifetime. So most black males, I'd say as high as about 60% of them are bi. They go from men to women, women to men, and he's not going to tell you, oh, I'm going around the corner to go hang out with my homeboys. No, he's grabbing his ankles and bending over and getting his bussy ran. And a lot of them are thug hunters. He gonna come back home and lay up in you. And then next thing you know, you get sick and come down with some symptoms, and then the doctor tell you, ma'am, your test just came back positive, and you trying to figure out, well, how in the hell that happened? Yeah, see, they're not gonna tell you that. And let's go into this one here. Which ethnic group have the most STDs? Results. Young black men reported having the highest rates of sexual risk and STDs at each wave across waves compared with white men. And you see that? So the kings, they stay full of diseases, because the show is funny that they quick to sit up on their podcast and say, well, black women got all these STDs. Where do you think they're getting that shit from? Let me go back on there again. These kings, they start fucking up and down the street at what, 12, 13 years old. He will run through every little girl on the block, and he gets take one of these little nappy heads to get the block hot, and boom, everybody got that shit. I
can't repeat more than once that if us black men took all of our energy and put that same energy we put into sex into success, we would be great. We would be great, but we don't want to do that. And remember now, success includes, mental stability, kindness, empathy, everything. Everything. So if me suggesting to you to behave better and to focus on success is bashing you, well, that tells the world everything they need to know.
Seen this before. I know women who live in the hood or who lives in the projects, and they have had outbreaks of the HIV, the herp, you name it, and then they try to figure out, who is patient zero? Where did this shit come from? And then you'll trace it back to little nappy head taekwondarians. Oh, this nigga got this shit, and he done hit your daughter. That's usually how it starts. It just takes one to get the ball rolling, and boom, 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 boom. And this is why it is so important to let them get their passports, let them go overseas, let them do whatever that is they need to do with them sex workers, because these niggas don't use no condoms. We all know these niggas do not believe in using protection. And why do you think they got so many babies here in the States and overseas? Yeah, see, they ain't gonna talk about all them bastard babies they drop off on those women over there. And he come back over here just like it's nothing. So when they holler about we going to the Dominican Republic, we going here, we going there. Wait a minute. Let me see. Almost forgot this one. They other favorite place they love to go to. The prevalence of HIV and other sexually transmitted diseases among Colombian and Dominican female sex workers. You see that? So these are not my words. These are the latest stats that just came out, because that's another hot spot the Kings love to go to.
Yeah.
Over there to Colombia.
And it's funny because I was over, where was I? I was on Dee Dee's channel. Some dude was talking about, there's nothing wrong with Colombia. Who said that? Who said that? No, it wasn't her channel. Where did I hear that? Where the guy said that there's nothing wrong with Colombia, it's safe. Oh, that was Obsidian who said that shit. Remember? Obsidian was on Amiri's channel, and he was saying, I have a couple guys over there that have had no problem, over there. And I said, hey, look, have you been to, Razor's channel? He all day, every day, Colombia's hot as the July. Okay, the 4th of July. It's hot, and I don't mean in a good way. Yep. Yep. So, and right here, Pretty Black Magic, breaking it down for y'all. Don't forget, you got to go to Pretty Black Magic's channel because she's funny as heck. She breaking it down. She breaking it down. Yeah. Dumbass Obsidian trying to talk shit. Oh, yeah, it's safe over there. Oh, yeah, you just told. That's funny to me because, and I need to bring that up. This is a funny thing about really manosphere leaders, if you can call them that. Let's put that with an asterisk or maybe some, parentheses, whatever you want to call it. Okay. They send these poor men out to these locations, okay, that aren't safe, that we could, you know something, you know what I'm going to do? And it's not about disrespecting passport bros at all. What it is about is the swindlers in the passport movement that try to give this false sense of security to all the black men going there. Okay? To Colombia. Obsidian asks, so where do you think people should go? Well, I don't know, Europe and some other shit that's safer. That's not a mofo level 3, right? You know? That's what I'm talking about. I mean, don't send black men to a level 3. If that's bashing black men for me to say that, too bad. Y'all tripping. If I don't want you to go to a war zone and you think me telling you not to go to a war zone is bashing you, by all means, think that way. Maybe I should sing for the remainder of this live. Nah, I need to get paid for that. Anyway, I need to get some shout outs out the way. Legs for Life is up in the house. Sassafras, MsRV, Cyber Dreams. But to the bandits, Cyber Dreams is called Cyber Nightmare. Because see, bandits are bad and she is good. She's a good person. Bandits can't stand goodness. Anyway, let me keep it going. Conscious Mind Love in the house. Sassafras in the house. The dubious King Lucifer is in the house. I think dubious, whatever means good. He's cool as hell. Okay, let's keep it going though. Alexander Brennan is in the house. Ben G. Masu in the house. It's off the chain tonight, folks. It's off the chain. Earlier, we had a health and fitness video, but we are going to re-release it. Do not worry. We are going to re-release it. It will be out without a doubt. Okay. So, but before we go on, I want Pretty Black Magic to take it home for us right here. Here we go.
We going over here. I don't give a fuck where you going. Just get the fuck up out of my beautiful face. So while they sitting around with they propaganda, black women mad. Y'all mad. Boo, I ain't mad. I want you to leave. I want you to get your passports. I wish y'all would relocate over there permanently. I wish you would go over there permanently and leave black women the fuck alone. So
Yep. You heard what Pretty Black Magic said. Please go. Please go. If you're frustrated, especially if you're unstable, please go. If you're mean to black women, please go. If you're disrespectful to black women, please go. Please go. Don't worry. Fellas, if you want to go and stay wherever you are abroad, I will be kind enough to break it to the mammies that you're not coming back. How about that? I will break it to them so, they won't be mad at you. I'll break it to other black women too that, aren't really worried about you coming back either. Don't worry, nobody will miss you. Nobody will miss you. It's okay. Get your passport ready. 140. Or is it 160? Go to that war zone where you have to worry about right after you get outside the airport. Whether you're gonna some dude's gonna moto you or you're gonna get scoped. That's all good. Go get it. Go get it. Go get it. Okay, I'm going to warm everybody up with a little bit of Kevin Samuels because I know we want some Kevin Samuels in our life, don't we?
What's going on? What's going on? What is going on, man? Nieces and nephews, kinfolks and cousins.
Yeah, and they like this guy. He sounds funny as heck. Let's see what he's saying right now.
Anthony Anderson, and he's getting a divorce. And it's in that, and I don't know all the particulars, but I do know.
Well, you know it, you sure know about divorces, don't you? You also know about child support, don't you? You even know about how not to pay child support, don't you? Ooh, did I hit a nerve? Or did I hit the nerve? This is very important. That I want to. Let's get almost 90% of women will expect to be paid. What's this saying?
Meaning, I've asked this question.
Okay, ask a question.
Ladies,
okay,
if you're already, like when I have my focus group. By the way, if you want to be a part of the New York City or Brooklyn focus group, hit me up on DM. You gotta have your account has to be. You can't be private. I need to see who you are. I need to be able to also.
I don't care about that.
We're not talking about just in divorce people. We're
This
talking
guy,
about
this failure who failed at every part of a relationship was not responsible. Definitely wasn't accountable. As you know, that's the big word. That's a big word in the manosphere, is accountable. Accountable. Wasn't accountable for his own family. But wants to tell other people. He wants to tell women how to be accountable. You can't make this stuff up, people. You can't make this stuff up. But you know why? You know what's weird about that whole thing? You know what? You know what he did tell me, though?
we need to start advocating for men who want to be with men. I understand the impulse, brothers. I do. But our women are not showing us. I don't care what they say. What are the women showing?
It's mind-boggling. The more and more that men
I'm going to say this loud, that you black men can understand. We don't care! God damn it! Why do y'all think that everything is about what you like and what you want and blah, blah, blah? We don't care! Whew. Felt good. Shit.
Okay, what was that you were saying, Kevin?
Women saying femininity cost, beauty cost, being in shape cost.
Well, he knows what femininity is like. We sure know that, don't we? He knows what femininity is about. You know what I mean? He knows femininity. Cheerleader. Glitch.
Showing up, this is why so many women get angry when you ask, what do they bring to the table?
When do women get mad when you ask, what do you bring to the table, instead of it being a very stupid question? You know, that's the funny part. That's the funny part. They don't care.
Because they don't believe that they should have to do anything.
Okay, let me pause this right now because I know this is I don't want this to turn into a red pill roast. And let me start here. So he calls up this woman. Let's see what's this.
Wrong mindset overall with relationships.
Okay, where'd it come from?
Let me go forward.
About women who have been in the industry in general. I know you respect the hustle.
Let me go
Getting
forward.
at home.
Well, whatever it is, it's kind of hard to undo what you. If we see you out making money, dancing, that's going to always be. It's going to be in a guy.
Let's keep going.
You know, having actual products, not just drop shipping.
Okay. Well,
and being a small business, but I know you. I think you said
more
to be the provider. I don't want to pay significant bills.
Okay, so again,
I need to get.
So many of our women start to recognize later in life, close around 30, that this isn't the real play. So it's not marriage because
he's just thinking about shit.
You want alpha male providers.
Right.
That is not.
He wants an alpha male provider. Kevin wants an alpha male provider. Women, quite honestly, I've rarely had a woman come up to me and go, you know something, I'm really looking for an alpha male provider, you know. And since you're one, yeah, I want you, James. I never heard that. I've never heard a woman ask for alpha male provider. So guess who want alpha male providers? Him and his boys. Him and his boys. Let me go to the point though.
To come first. Or is it we're a package deal? If you're a package deal, that's no deal.
Okay, here we go.
Classes, make sure she's smart, make sure she's not, you know,
Kevin touched you, looked at me getting out of the shower.
Oh, here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
Or is it we're a package deal? If you're a package deal, that's no deal. I'll be honest, it's a package deal, that's no deal because let's say you and I were to get married, you got a daughter, right? Mm-hmm. Let's say we have 2 kids together. Mm-hmm. And your child is 5. So 10 years from now, your daughter comes home and said, Kevin touched you, looked at me getting out of the shower. What happens next?
The relationship will have to end.
Huh?
That's not something the relationship would end immediately.
Because your daughter said I looked at her getting out of the shower.
Why would that person even be close to the bathroom to see her? Mm-hmm. That would be the thing. You have to defend your seed. You have to defend your child.
Mm-hmm. But you also remember you got 2 of my kids.
Mm-hmm. Oh, so that's what it is. So that's why the Kevin Samuelites like to put babies in women so they can own you. That's what it is, because now you have 2 of his kids, right?
I should never listen to it. That means I should avoid women like you because off the rip, your desire to defend.
Yeah. If you're a pedo, yes, you should avoid women like her. Please do. If you're a predo, that's my new word, predo, which is a mix of predator and pedo together. Predo. If you're a predo, then yeah, by all means, you know, do not harass black women. They don't want you.
Your child blew up. You got 2 of my kids, and off rip, your protective instinct says fuck everything, including those other 2 kids.
Exactly, King. Exactly, King Lucifer. Why would he even make that analogy? Because King, I don't even want to find out. I don't even want to find out.
Understood.
Do you? You said the relationship would have to end. So what would you tell our 2 children?
That's a tough situation.
No, you said the relationship would have to end. So
it would have to end because
but what would you tell
any of my kids? If I have 3 kids, 1 by someone else and 2 by my
But what I'm telling you, what I'm saying is what we tell our 2 children.
Your half sister.
Look at that. He's basically telling this woman to allow her children to be abused by the guy just to have a guy in the house. Yeah, cyber, out of all the analogies he could have chose. There's a reason why he chose that, though. That's his following. That's why. That's his following. That is his following. Let me dig into the stacks of wax here for a minute. I think I got something here for you. Let me see if I can bring it up real quick. Is this it? No, that's not it. Let's see, where did I do with that? You know, it's funny to me. It's okay. Let's see if I can find that clip. Okay, let me see if I can find it. I can't find it right now. Wait. Okay, Camo, you know that clip you were talking about? Shoot it to me when you get a chance. Shoot it to me when you get a chance. Shoot it to me when you get a chance. I'm going to keep this going right here. Here we go. We'll be coming back to this.
Stated.
Okay, I'm going to stop that right there. I think you got the gist, right? We're going to go into Iayana right now. Here we go. Now, I just wanted to play him for a moment to let you guys know why women think Canvas Samuels is nasty. I think that really hits home right there. Okay, here we go. 54 keys in the house. Here we go.
Hey, what's going on, my good people? Now, I don't know how many of you been keeping up with the story of Iyana Sawyer, the 16-year-old pregnant niece out of Jacksonville, Florida. Iayana ended up getting pregnant by Jonathan Quillis, and we're going to refer to him as Uncle John throughout
Uncle John is 40. She was, what, 15 or 16? Oh, yeah, you know, black women shouldn't be getting all pregnant all the time. There's too many single mothers. No, there's too many of these motherfuckers out there. Rest in peace, Iayana. Sorry you were predoed.
Video. But Iayana came up pregnant, then Iayana came up missing, then declared dead.
So where was the what should I say, the pro-life people for Iayana herself and her child? Y'all fake as hell. Okay, so that's the thing. Where was the pro-life? Where's the pro-life for black women that give life to that give life to black children? The pro-life ones. I'm going to reiterate some stats. The stats is like this. When a black woman gets pregnant, she is 9 times more likely to be deleted. Now, why is that? Oh, you don't want to talk about that in the red pill land, do you? You don't want to talk about that in the red pill land, do you? Those are y'all got your little stats, even though yours are off. All you fools on here thinking you're men, but you harass black women, making up excuses to do it. sociopaths, in my opinion. All of you dudes, if you're harassing Black women, you're at the very least a narcissist. I'm being nice. You're embarrassing to me. You make me sick. If you called a Black woman a B or a C or some other derogatory name, especially when you do it repeatedly, you make me sick. You want me to sign off on the bro code on that kind of shit? Just because we got something wangling between our legs doesn't mean that I'm going to jump in on that thing. I'm a humanist first. I'm a human. I'm here for humans. And if you're doing inhuman shit, I don't know who the hell you are. Oh, well, the man. And don't even talk about the man. You need to look in the mirror and see what you're doing. You know? Y'all know who you are. There's too many of you to single you out. There's too many of you out here harassing people. Make me sick. Let me keep this going before I get mad.
Y'all, they never found her body. So what happened to her? How did this happen? How did Uncle John pull this off? He thought he was slick, but they had enough evidence to put Uncle John on trial for the murder of Iayana and her unborn child. I'm going to sum this trial up for you, and I'm going to give you some of the most important details that led to a conviction with no body. So come on.
Now, why are we going over this tonight? Because it's like, oh, come on. You know, it's sad what happened, blah, blah, blah. That's what y'all saying. Sad what happened. What does it have to do with me? Oh, come on. We know why, because this is a common situation. Unfortunately. You know, there's just so many TBTs out there. If you don't, I mean, I'm sorry, I misspoke. There's so many TBBs out there. TBBs out there. Trauma bond bandits out there. Put their hands, their feet all over women. Some put hands and feet on men too. Yep, because they like men too. Never want to heal, never want to be a better person. They just want to hurt people. That's all they want to do. Let me bring back one of my favorite TBBs. Let me bring back one of my favorite TBBs. I was just playing him. In fact, let me see where he's at. Where is he at? Where is he at? Kevin. There we go. I'm bringing back one of my favorite TBBs. Here we go.
Because
but what would you tell?
Yeah, let me bring. Here we go. Here we go.
To come first, or is it we're a package deal? If you're a package deal, that's no deal. I'll be honest, it's a package deal. That's no deal, because let's say you and I were to get married. You got a daughter, right?
Mm-hmm.
Let's say we have 2 kids together,
Mm-hmm.
and your child is 5. So 10 years from now, your daughter comes home and says, Kevin touched me, looked at me getting out of the shower. What happens next?
Wow. Even when I've heard it 100 times, I never can get used to it.
Huh?
That's not something the relationship.
Remember now, he said, what if, no, I'm not going to even put words in this. Bandit's mouth. Listen again.
To come first? Or is it we're a package deal? If you're a package deal, that's no deal. I'll be honest, it's a package deal, that's no deal, because let's say you and I were to get married, you got a daughter, right?
Mhm.
Let's say we have 2 kids together,
Mhm.
and your child is 5. So 10 years from now, your daughter comes home and says,
She's 15 now, which is very close, eerily close to the age of Iayana. Isn't that weird? See, that's where these guys want to start. That's where they want to get with young little kids. That's he just told on himself.
Kevin touched me, looked at me getting out of the shower. What happens next?
The relationship will have to end.
Huh?
Logical. He said Kevin touched me, right? While I was getting out of the shower. Wait, I want you to hear the whole thing.
Years from now, your daughter comes home and says, Kevin touched me, looked at me getting out of the shower.
He said, did you hear what he said first? Kevin touched, and then he replaced that with watch me getting out of the shower, because the touch me part, that was just a rap right there. That was just a rap. That's the rap. That was a rap. Getting out of the shower. I told you.
What happens next?
The relationship will have to end.
Huh?
That's not something the relationship would end immediately.
Because your daughter said I looked at her getting out of the shower.
Why would that person need to be close to the bathroom to see her?
Boom. Boom. Boom.
That would be the thing. You have to defend your seed. You have to defend your child.
Right. Right. Watch what he says. Watch what he says, folks.
But you also remember you got 2 of my kids.
Oh, you see the trap? You see the trap? Here we go.
So that means I should never listen to it. That means I should avoid women like you, because off the rip, your desire to defend your child blew up.
Whoa. So then something like this happens then. What? Later on, this is what happens later on.
I sent you life in prison on that.
And take all
You know, you are the cause of this, and you are just as guilty as he is. You know why? Because you put your children at risk. You had 5 children, and you went out drinking, and you didn't care about the children, and you knew what was going on. This man moves in with you in January of 2005. In April of 2005, he viciously and sexually violates you. What do? You don't prosecute, you forgive him, you forget about it, and you let him move in with you. That's despicable, and you are an atrocious mother. You need to really search your soul, because you are disgusting. And there's no excuse for what you did. If I sound upset, I haven't heard such vile, disgusting, gross, despicable stuff in my whole 20-year career. So I hereby sentence you to life.
Let me pause that. That's what, see, Kevin is trying to simulcast, in a simulcast way, manipulate Black women to accept creeps and bandits. That's why this Iayana chapter is so important, because you have to know what you have to know what happens when things go real bad. Let me keep going here. Here we go. We're going back into Iayana. Here we go.
Iayana's aunt. So
Okay,
he was married.
let me go here.
Iayana was a 16-year-old girl out of Jacksonville, Florida, who was also a 10th grader at Terry Parker High School. And by all accounts, she was a very smart young lady.
Was IS a good student?
Yes.
In fact, did she have straight A's?
Yes, she did. She was very smart. She was taking college course along with high school.
Yeah, so Iayana was headed in the right direction academically, and her family was so proud of her, rightfully so. She would be a great role model for her younger siblings because Iayana was the oldest. She had 2 younger brothers and a younger sister named Samaya. And Samaya would play a major part in the case against Uncle John. Now, Uncle John was married to Naomi, Iayana's aunt. So he was married into the family, okay? And Naomi didn't have a clue what was going on between her husband and her niece. It all seemed so innocent to her.
They would come and help assist with my daughter while I was at work or just spend time with me. If it was during the summer, then it could be throughout the week as well as the weekend. And then during the school time, it was just during the weekend. IS came along more often than SS.
So see, Naomi didn't suspect anything. And in court, they read off some Snapchat messages between Uncle John and Iayana. And what that proved was that there was things going on right up under Naomi's nose.
Uncle says, love you, me, we're in the same house. Uncle, I'm coming for a kiss.
But you have to understand, at this time, Iayana is only 15, Uncle John 32.
I told you, isn't that creepy? How Kevin Samuels was talking about a 15-year-old girl that he was looking at in his example, let's just call it that. His analogy. Isn't it weird and creepy to you? I mean, isn't it weird and creepy to you that Kevin Samuels said the exact age that Iayana was when this creep started engaging with her?
Grown-ass man. He took advantage of this little girl. But understand this, he didn't force her to do anything. Matter of fact, according to Samaya, her sister, Iayana and Uncle John had sex in front of her.
Yes, I went in on the couch sleep, and IS and the defendant were on another, having a sexual encounter, and I could hear and feel the couch move.
40 years old. Dude, 40 years old. Messing around with a 15-year-old in front of another 16-year-old. That's about as immoral as we can get.
Iayana and Uncle John's relationship went on for a while, and nobody knew. It was their little secret. And you know, Iayana being a teenage girl, when she spoke to her friends about Uncle John, she didn't call him Uncle John. Her friends knew him as Jose.
When did you first hear IS bring up the name Jose?
It was in 6th grade, I believe.
Now, did you ever meet Jose?
No, ma'am.
Did you ever see a picture of Jose?
No, ma'am.
And was Jose a different person from Kamar?
Yes, ma'am.
Did IS ever describe Jose to you?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you tell us what that description was?
That he was Hispanic and he had curly hair.
Was he older?
Yes, ma'am.
So Iayana's friend told us that she had been hearing about the name Jose since the 6th grade. And I was like, well, wait a minute. The 6th grade? So in the 6th grade, Iayana already had a code name for him. Because keep in mind, if she's in the 6th grade, he's still in his late 20s. That's crazy to me. But Iayana ended up getting pregnant in the summer of 2018. And she didn't tell nobody but her sister.
Now, at some point, did you learn that your sister was pregnant?
Yes.
Do you remember when you learned that she was pregnant in 2018?
Yes.
And when was that?
Late July, early August.
And at the time, would your sister have been 15?
Yes.
And would you have been 14?
Yes.
This would have been before your birthdays, right?
Correct.
And did your sister tell you who was the father of the baby?
Yes.
Who?
The defendant.
So Iayana told her sister Samaya that she was pregnant. And she told John. Now, if she got pregnant in July, that means she would have found out around the end of July, early August. Again, she told John because this is the conversation that he's having with her in August.
8/22/2018, 12:02. I'm sorry. I forgot you're carrying our child and you're oversensitive. I do love you very much and don't want you to keep going through this drama. But we have plans, and if you act off of your emotions, you will hinder all of our plans in the future. It's very hard to see it now, but it's the truth.
So he's making plans with her, this underage girl. He making plans like they got a future together.
8/26/2018, 11:19. LOL, you will be my best friend. You're pregnant. I'll cook for you until you can't eat no more.
He was the cook. 95% of the meals that came through our house were cooked by him. And when my nieces came over, well, in the Trout River house especially, I noticed that he would cook 2 meals.
Did you take note of who he was cooking the second meal?
He would always ask the kids as a whole what they wanted, and they would always announce what they wanted. But the meals that always won were the meals that IS would say.
9/7/2018, 12:21. Yeah, so I need you to be like 100% with me at all times. I'm just so in love with you. I'll kill you and cry.
Uncle John over there cooking for this little girl and everything. And I'm going to be honest with y'all. Iayana wanted this baby, even at 15. She wanted this baby. But she wasn't going to be able to tell her family who the father was. Can you imagine? She couldn't tell them that. But again, she wanted this baby. But did Uncle John want it? Because understand this, during this same time, Naomi pregnant. Yeah, you heard me. Naomi's pregnant too. So no, John did not want Iayana to have this baby, which is why John gave Iayana some pills that he purchased through him and his wife's Amazon account.
One shows a purchase made on October 7th, and the other shows a purchase made on October 4th. It is Nature's Way Dong K Root.
And if you can you tell us the amount of that purchase on your Amazon account of the Don Quay?
Don Quay, I'm sorry, $11.16. Solargy parsley capsules.
And on your Amazon account, what were you charged?
$8.52.
Man, with respect to parsley and respect to Don Quay, have you ever, in the entire time period that your account with Amazon existed, have you ever ordered parsley and or Don Quay on that account?
No.
Now, Uncle John ordered a bottle of parsley, herbal supplements, and then he ordered something called Don Quay. Now, understand this. I had no idea what this was, had never even heard of it until this trial. But what I found out is that Don Quay is a dietary supplement and is popular in Chinese medicine to help treat female health concerns like menstrual cramps or menopausal symptoms. So it seemed harmless, right? I mean, because I thought so too. I thought it was harmless too. until we found out that when you take both of these supplements together, it could cause a woman to miscarry. Iayana and Uncle John carried on with their relationship, but in December of 2018, everything changed.
Now, ma'am, I'm going to draw your attention right now to the early part of December of 2018. Did you find something out pretty shocking about your daughter, IS?
Yes.
What did you find out? And again, try not to go into statements, just what you learned.
That she was with child.
How did you feel after hearing this? Because how old was your daughter at the time?
16.
Okay.
I was a little upset at first because I didn't want her to get in way of college. You know, her dreams got her dreams. She was in between, like choosing to be a lawyer or a doctor. So I was upset at first, but when I came home from work and first time I felt baby kick, it was out the window. I just wanted to be supportive and be there for her.
Did your focus shift at that point?
Immediately.
Was the plan for IS to have the baby?
Yes, she wanted to.
Did you find out the gender of IS's child?
Yes.
And what was it?
Gender was a girl.
And had she been named?
Yes.
And what was that name?
Hazel Michelle Mobley.
And again, not going into many details of statements, did you ask your daughter who was the father of her child?
Yes.
Did you ever learn who was the father of your child from IS?
No, though she gave me a name.
Was that name Jose?
Yes.
So on December the 3rd, Kim found out that her 16-year-old daughter, Iayana, was pregnant. And I know she was pissed. I know she was. I would have been pissed too. But once she calmed down, she did what she was supposed to do. She supported her daughter, and she even got Iayana in to see the doctor. And that's where she learned that not only was Iayana pregnant, but Iayana was already 5 months pregnant.
Dang.
Y'all know that information went around the family like wildfire.
Now, could you give the jury an idea of what was going on around the time the whole family learned she was pregnant? Were they trying to figure something out? And if so, what?
We was trying to find out who was the baby's father.
All right. And ma'am, did you have a good relationship with IS?
Yes.
Did there come a time period after the hug that you saw that concerned you and after you found out she was pregnant that you took her on a walk by yourself?
Yes.
All right. And where did that walk take place?
That was around my house. They all came to my house.
And was that in between the Thanksgiving, November 2018 time period leading into December of 2018?
Yes.
Okay. Was the purpose of your walk to ask her who the father was?
Just, I would like to talk with her anyway, but then, yeah, I did ask her. I'm like, well, is something that will embarrass the family? Because she would never say who the father was. I'm like, so I'm trying to understand why not, but she would not tell me.
The whole family found out that Iayana was pregnant, and Iayana wouldn't tell none of them who her child's father was. None of them. It wasn't until Aunt Jametta popped out, pointing fingers.
Did you do anything, ma'am, that caused a family disagreement in that early portion?
Yes.
Hang on, let me finish the question. In that early portion of December of 2018.
I sure did.
Tell us about that.
When I found out when she was pregnant, then I went and pulled up that app and look back and see when she got pregnant. And so, because I knew, I went and looked back, like I said, she didn't have a boyfriend, she didn't have anything. And so I added up the dates and I figured out she got pregnant when she got back
from summer vacation with her grandparents in Georgia. We had a family group text message, and he was included on our family group text message. And then we were going back first, and I'm like, why are you worried about who her child father is? And that's when I got cussed out.
Okay. My question for you, ma'am, is what was the accusation you put on that family text? What was it?
That he was the father of her baby.
Oh, man. And when Angel...
Dang. Okay, let's break it down. Let's let her break it down. 54 Keys, talk to us.
The matter put that out there, Naomi got wind of it, and shit hit the fan.
Yes, the family disagreement happened via text message that was sent by my older sister. And we had a group messaging that we would do. And the defendant, my then husband, was included in that texting stream.
Oh, she made sure. She said defendant and then my husband. She made it clear she wants no part of this dude.
And my sister had stated that Jose was in fact Jonathan, and that Jonathan was the father of Iyana Sawyer, of IS's baby. And at that time, it was.
I will give her this much. I think she's still in the mammy status, but at least, I mean, there are some mammies that will defend their, husbands knowing they did bad. Let's put it that way.
Extreme disagreement. I was highly upset of the accusation, and my words to them were very explicit. And I finished with, you don't have to wait for the baby to be born. You can test him now.
Can you imagine how Naomi was feeling? I mean, because now her sisters are accusing her husband, Uncle John, of being the father of Iayana's baby. I couldn't imagine. What would you be feeling in that very moment? The family feud went on for weeks. And then on December the 19th, Iayana went missing. On December the 19th, it started off like a normal day. Iayana went to school, which started at 7:15. And Uncle John worked at a place called Ace Pickup.
There's nothing, well, we wish there was nothing normal about being pregnant and going to, I guess it's what, she's just first year of high school maybe? Or is that middle school?
A place where you can go buy used car parts. And on December the 19th, we seen Uncle John pulling into the job in his red minivan. And he pulled in at about 7:53. There you go. And according to his timesheet, he clocked in at 8:08. That morning at school, Iayana got into a heated discussion with her sister Samaya, and she told her sister that she was going to be leaving for a few weeks, but that she was going to visit their grandmother in Georgia. But that was a lie. Iayana was seen leaving that building at 11:11, but she was going to meet Uncle John.
And she exited the gate. It appears as though she may have been on her phone, and she walked out. She went in a westward position, direction from the school, and she then went north on Townsend Boulevard into an area where I lost contact because we didn't have cameras there.
So we got Iayana leaving school at 11:11, and she is on her phone. But guess what? They checked her phone records, and this phone call is not on there. Why not? She had to make this call through an app on her phone. And when she left that school property at 11:11, guess what? Uncle John was leaving work. There you go. At 11:17. So where was he going? To pick up Iayana. And not only did he not clock out from work, when we see him right here pulling out, about 20 minutes later at 11:39, Uncle John turned off the GPS location on his phone. Uncle John brought Iayana back to his job at about 12:30. So he was gone about an hour and 15 minutes. Hour and 15 minutes. And when he pulled back in, there they go. Look at where he went. Let me show you. Now, when you pull into Ace parking lot and you go straight, right here, through this gate right here, it takes you to an unused portion of the lot. So why he take her over there? Hiding her is what it looked like to me. Now, this should give you a better view of the layout. And I just showed you the entrance to Ace. When you go straight, you go into this area on the right-hand side of your screen. And through testimony, we found out that they weren't using this area. He didn't have no business over there. But that's where he took her. And he was only back there for 3 minutes. And then we see him pulling back around. There you go. He was back there for 3 minutes. What was he doing?
Damn.
I think Uncle John was back there long enough just to drop her off. You understand what I mean? Maybe put her in one of those abandoned cars, like, look, just chill here for a minute. And he probably stopped, got her something to eat. I mean, she pregnant. Y'all know how it be. She hungry. Probably stopped, got her something to eat. He dropped her off back there. But don't forget, John's at work. So at some point, he got to go back to work. He got to look busy. So we're going to watch him move for a minute. But don't forget, Iayana is back here. Let's watch him move. Now, in court, they were all over the place with this footage. So I tried to put it in order for y'all. And as far as I know, there was no footage of Uncle John prior to this moment right here. And at 2:46, they got him going into the office. Okay? And then he comes out, but look what he has in his hand. Red duct tape. It looks red to me. Now, in a jailhouse recording, because they set John up, okay? And they got him on tape admitting that he killed Iayana, he put her in a trash bag, and that he used duct tape to seal the bag. So let's see where he goes with this duct tape.
Damn, this is crazy.
He on the move right now. Look at him.
Jeez.
So he walks back toward that employee parking area, and then at the top left or middle left of your screen, you see him walk past this building. And I'm going to show you this camera angle in this building. But then he's coming back. Look like he on his phone, but I don't see no duct tape. But this is where that footage came from, this building right here, that yellow and blue building. And when he came out and made this left, this is where he went. They got the containers over there. So you got to think, if he came back with Iayana at 12:30 and he's getting duct tape at 2:46, is it safe to assume that Iayana's already dead? I think so. But this is where he went to. And again, this is where Iayana was. So by 2:46, she already dead. School let out at 2 o'clock. And Samaya, her sister, went home and told her mother, called her mother at work and told her that Iayana didn't get on the bus.
At some point, did you learn that your daughter, IS, did not ride the bus home?
I did.
Since you were at work, did you call on other family members to assist?
I did.
And were they Margie Mobley and Jametta Mobley?
Yes.
Who, and again, not going into statements, but who told you that IS had not come home on the bus?
SS.
Was that abnormal?
Yes, it was abnormal.
Did you normally have frequent contact with IS?
Yes,
Now, after hearing this, did you try to call her?
I did.
Were you able to reach her?
I was not.
Were you able to leave work?
I did leave work.
Did you go to Terry Parker High School?
Yes, I did.
Did you reach out to friends?
Yes.
Did you contact police?
My sister started it off. She called the cops for me.
Did you speak with the police later on?
Yes.
Did you create flyers?
Yes.
However, did you ever hear from IS?
No.
He took the young lady and he had her sitting in a vehicle. He picked her up. He had her sitting in a vehicle, waiting. He tried to strangle her. It didn't work out. He couldn't stomach it. And so then he later went and shot her in the chest.
So between 12:30 and 2:46, this is what Uncle John told his brother he did to Iayana. That he tried to strangle her and then he shot her. And I'm going to drop the brother's full testimony so you can hear it. You can hear everything he had to say. But after John did this, he carried on with his day. Let's watch him move. He's seen with that coworker for a while, okay? I wonder if they questioned him.
I don't see him.
would've.
Where was he in the photo?
I mean, I would have wanted to know, like, what was his demeanor? What was his conversation all about? I hope they did. I really do. Because he with him. Look at him. I wonder what they was talking about. Because you have to understand, Uncle John had just done the unthinkable. I would have wanted to know how he was acting.
It's hard. It's not like it's a big lot. How did they not find her? That's weird.
But he's still working. He went back to work.
That just shows you how little lack of empathy he had. I mean, we're talking about somebody evil, straight evil. He's straight evil.
And then when you see him leave this guy right here, like I said, I hope they questioned him because he was not a witness in the trial, but he should have been. I really do believe that. So right here, when we see Uncle John walking off, understand this. He's getting ready to leave work. He's headed out of there. And then they see him pulling out at 6:06 p.m. And here's the problem with that. On his timesheet, he clocked out a little after 5. So you working off the clock? Yeah, okay.
I remember reaching out to the defendant and telling him my niece did not come home from school. He did not come home that day. He actually came home later than usual that day as well.
I bet he did. And while he lollygagging around, Iayana's mother, sister, aunts, everybody's in a panic, looking for her. And you heard Naomi, she told him that she was missing. Her family was such in a panic that they called 911.
To be clear, do you think it's foul play?
Ma'am, I have no idea. This is just not like, this is out of character for her.
Okay.
And for me to call you all, something's wrong. Okay. Something is definitely wrong.
Oh yeah, something was definitely wrong. Iayana was already gone. And Uncle John left her on that property overnight, which is another reason why I believe she was inside one of those vehicles. And while she lay dead on that property, Uncle John was all on Facebook with laughing emojis and shit. It's crazy.
Sociopathic, psychopathic, I don't know what to call it, but not good.
But what was he gonna do with her? Uncle John had a plan. He went to sleep, and Uncle John woke up in cover your ass mode.
Slept like a baby.
December the 20th was a rainy day, and Uncle John pulls in his red minivan, and he clocked in for work at 8:02 a.m. We gonna watch him move, because we see him make several trips to this office right here. And as you can see, he got on a full body raincoat. See, he makes several trips. But this time, he comes out of the office and he has an extra raincoat. There you go. What do he need that for? He already got one on. That don't make no sense. But we're going to continue to watch him move. Y'all see that tractor at the top of your screen? It's pulling out right now. Uncle John driving that. And he goes to the area where Iayana is. That's where he's headed. And then we're going to see him come back. Look, there you go.
Oh, shit.
He has a car. This is the car that I believe Iayana was in. And again, he's in cleanup mode. So he has to get rid of this car. It's sad. Every time I look at this, it's sad. Again, he had a plan. He needed to get rid of this car ASAP. We see him take the car over there, near the crusher, is what they said.
Oh, shit.
Now he's coming back. Now, while he's driving this tractor, on the front of it, he had what they call car forks, which is how he was able to bring the car over there. But look at what he does. Watch it. He changes the car forks for a bucket, what they called a bucket, on the front of that tractor. And then he off again. He on the move right now. He in cleanup mode. Look at him.
Jeez.
And he's headed back to the area where Iayana is. There you go.
Is this crazy or what? This is just disgusting.
And I done showed y'all where this is and where he's headed. Now he's coming back with it. They believe Iayana was in this bucket. He on the move. He got to get rid of the body. And you see him headed to a 40-foot container, like a dumpster. That's where he's headed right now. Now, the dumpster was blocked by those cars, but look, we see him coming back out. He done dumped the body. And in this footage right here, at the top of your screen, we see, like a garbage pickup truck coming in.
Oh
As this dump truck
man.
pulls in, look who pull up on him. Uncle John in that tractor. Look. And y'all remember he got on that rain suit. He hops out. He in a hurry. I wonder what he said to that truck driver. Cause he over there for a little bit. I wonder if he was like, look, you know, I mean, he need to hurry up and get rid of that dumpster. He need to make sure this truck driver get the dumpster. Look, there you go. Now he gonna hop back in the tractor. And then it was like, follow me. He on the move, y'all. And what's crazy is everybody on this property, nobody knows what he's doing, you know? And I get it. But it just goes to show, you never know what somebody up to. You never know. But look, he pulls away from the truck. And again, it's a follow me type situation. And if you notice, he had the car forks back on the tractor. He removed that bucket. He thought he was slick, y'all.
Yeah, notice how this guy outside is like, what the fuck's going on here? He's just like out there wondering what's going on.
So like when you work in that kind of environment, you got to remember if for those of you in the chat that don't that is following, Uncle John had a certain authority because he was a supervisor and he was a manager. He had to have certain qualifications to be able to operate the equipment that he was operating, and he managed whatever it was that he did in this facility. So you have to have certain amount of authority, and because of the kind of work that he did and all that's going on in this manufacturing plant and facility for these car parts, he was trusted and in an authority position to be able to make certain decisions without being supervised. So that's what gave him the authority to be able to do all these things without technically being monitored. But luckily there were cameras and CCTV that caught some of the things that he was doing. I don't think this is a business, and no one is thinking that you're going to use your job to violate someone. And it's just that unfortunately he was not a person that was to be trusted, that had a position where he was able to utilize his position to do bad things. So the things that he's doing, yes, when we see it on camera, it looks abnormal. But if you was to put yourself in a position of the everyday of just this is a fast-paced working environment, and all of the people there has a job to do, no one is really going to pay much attention to him and what he's doing because he is also in leadership position. And it's so it wouldn't look too odd to the seeing eye. But because of the crime, and when you run it back to see what actually happened, looking at the cameras, it is odd, some of his behaviors. But to the normal person that's just at work trying to get through their work shift, they're not really paying attention to what he's doing.
Told y'all, watch the movement. The movement will tell you everything you need to know. Look, now the truck is following him. There you go. And there goes the truck. It's coming to switch out the containers. And don't forget, he didn't already put Iayana in that dumpster. So he need to see too her getting removed off of that property. And then this truck is leaving. It then switched out the containers. Now the truck is leaving. Understand this, y'all. Iayana drove away in this truck. Iayana's in there right now. And then Uncle John leaves. He's seen leaving. And he clocked out at 2:48 that day. According to his timesheet, he left early. There you go. In that red minivan, gone. But he pulls back around to where Iayana was, right here.
That's some cold-blooded shit right there.
He goes back there first. I wonder why. To make sure everything was everything? Make sure everything was good? He got rid of the car. He got rid of the body. The body is now off the property. And now he's leaving.
After we had a small conversation, he then said that he already handled the situation. He already took care of it.
For those his words, he took care of it.
Yeah, he took care of it. And then he proceeded to discard the body by taking the body and putting it transporting it into a dumpster and destroying the vehicle.
And that's exactly what he did. We just saw him. We just watched him move and clean up. And when he clocked out Thursday, December the 20th at 2:48, he didn't go home. Uncle John made a trip to the gun range. Wonder why. And while he running around trying to clean up everything, Iayana's family is still looking for her.
To where we were trying to figure out how IS got from Terry Parker High School, the last lone place that we saw her on the video, to Ace Picker Park. And so I had no way of knowing, but then I remembered that we have our Google location on. So I said, if anything, let me go and look at the Google location for our accounts. And at that time, I realized that the Google location for my then husband had been erased all the way up until December 20th, December 20th, 2018, when suddenly it reappeared.
So remember, I told y'all on December the 19th, when he went and picked up Iayana, around 11:39, he turned off his GPS location. And he did not turn it back on until December the 20th at 4 p.m. Everything's done.
There was a change in his behavior after she went missing. Prior to that, he was fidgety and nervous and always speaking about the fact that he could not get a hold of his brother. He was restless. After she went missing, then he slept like a baby.
He slept like a baby. Ain't that something? Nobody knows where Iayana is but him. Nobody. So in part 2, I'm going to show you how the police caught up with John. I'm going to show you the aftermath. So stay tuned. I'll be back.
All right. Man, that was crazy. That was crazy. Whew. Let me take a minute. It's just beyond me that somebody would be that. I mean, basically an empty soul walking around, a straight up zombie. We see them every day in real life and definitely on YouTube. That's why you got to avoid them with the best you can. You cannot reason with them. You cannot. They are not coming back to life. If they come back to life, these zombies are coming back. Zombies. They're senseless. They're terrible. Horrible human beings. Extremely dangerous. Extremely heartless. Welcome, Camo.
I'm here.
Oh, so what are your thoughts so far on what's going on, what's going down here?
I'm listening. I'm listening. I hear a little bit of an echo. Hold on, let me see. I think something is going on. Give me a minute. Go ahead and take over, Torch.
Gotcha. Let's listen to more of the. Let's listen to Kevin the Enabler one more time. Here we go.
Can you hear me?
Sure can.
Okay.
Absolutely.
I'm just listening. I think the narrator, I think he deserves a shout out. Whoever this person who created this video, he's doing a great job of telling the story. Yeah. So I'm just listening. Like I followed the story a little bit as far as research purposes for this video, and I think that I think he's like I agree with everything that he's saying.
I agree too. Now, here's a question I have. Now, I mean, how much separation between John, Uncle John, or whatever his name, and Kevin Samuels is there? I mean, it's not that far, in my opinion. It's not that far. Listen to Kevin one more time. We got to hear this.
Deal. If you're a package deal, that's no deal. I'll be honest, it's a package deal, that's no deal, because let's say you and I were to get married, you got a daughter, right? Mm-hmm. Let's say we have 2 kids together. Mm-hmm. And your child is 5. So 10 years from now, your daughter comes home and said, Kevin touched me, looked at me getting out of the shower.
Kevin touched me getting out of the shower.
I'll say this. I'll play devil's advocate here, and I'll say this. What the shocking thing about this, statement that Kevin made was that basically he's saying that men shouldn't put themselves in a situation where they would be tempted or possibly accused of doing something like this, and it's very that's not normal behavior where you feel like you can't be in the presence of young children because there's a possibility that you could come up as accused or possibly harm them. And I think that in this case right here, where what I'm assuming that Kevin is saying is that just don't deal with the women at all. I'm going to agree with him, because if you think like this, if you're a person that this is your mindset, then yes, you don't need to be around children at all. There are plenty of men who are stepfathers to children that have never harmed children, and would never, give this type of advice that you shouldn't listen to children if they tell you that they have been harmed by someone in the home or outside of the home. And I agree with him. If you think the way that Kevin Samuel thinks, and if you feel like there's some type of possibility that you have something in you where you have some type of urge to hurt children, then yes, you should stay away from women, single women with children. So I'm going to have to agree with him on this situation where, yes, stay. If you think this way, if you're a follower of him and you agree with what he's saying, then yes, you need to stay away from children.
Extremely well said, Camo. Extremely well said.
What happens next?
The relationship will have to end.
Huh?
That's not something the relationship would end immediately.
Because your daughter said I looked at her getting out of the shower.
Why would that person need to be close to the bathroom to see her?
Mm-hmm.
That would be the thing. You have to defend your seed. You have to defend your child.
Mm-hmm. But you also remember you got two of my kids.
Mm-hmm.
So that means I should never listen to it. That means I should avoid women like you, because off the rip, your desire to defend your child.
Yes. If you're a creep, please avoid women with kids. Really, you should be avoiding everybody.
I feel like, my advice to anyone, whether you're a man or woman, that is dating, and you don't have the desire to deal with children, and that's a deal breaker for you, do not break your deal breaker and decide that, yeah, I'm just gonna, that's not one of those things where you can say, it's not like height where you can say, well, I just want, my preference is a tall person, but because even if he's not tall or she's not short or whatever the case may be, I'll still deal with this person. Children is, if you have a deal breaker where you don't want to deal with people with children for whatever reason, I suggest that you keep to that and just don't deal with them, because I think that single parents, whether you're a male or female that have children, these people have a lot of responsibility. And, their priority, of course, number one is going to be their children. And if that's a problem for you, you don't need to be dating those people. I think that if you are not looking for a serious relationship, whether you're the parent or you're the person that is single with no children, then you should not. Children should not be involved in this. Parents as well. Like, if you're out casually dating, you should keep your children out of your dating life. You shouldn't be bringing men home or women home to your home, and you have no intentions on having a healthy relationship with them because you have children involved. And I think it's the same thing for single people who have no children. If you don't have good intentions for this person, it's plenty of single people out here that don't have any children. Just stay away from single parents. Because majority of the time, when if a parent is if people are human at the end of the day, and if a person is dealing with issues with a partner and they're single parents, a lot of times they take it out on their children, and it's unnecessary harm. So just stay away from, if your intentions does not mean well, just stay away from single parents with children.
Let's dig into part 2 a little bit. Let's see where we can go here. Where is it? Wait, that's not it. No wonder. Here we go. Part 2, y'all.
Before you start, LW, made a statement, and I think this is one of those conversations that LW is needed, in this conversation. So if you, have the time, I think, if you can come to the panel. I don't know what Kevin's intentions was for having that, live and having this conversation. I have no idea what he was thinking, at the time when he, chose those words to say. I have no idea what he was. It just was not a good choice of words. Whatever it was, it just was not good. And the way that he came off was just really bad, of like telling this mother to not, listen to her children, and that the man should come first before her children. Like, it just was a bad choice of words. And if it wasn't just the choice of words, like the thought process, like the whole thing is bad, in general. And my opinion is that if you think this way, just stay completely away from children altogether, because this is crazy.
Going on, my good people. In the case of Iyana Sawyer, aka the pregnant niece, we rolled through this trial. I gave y'all the key witnesses, and I gave y'all the key pieces of evidence used against Jonathan Quillis, aka Uncle John. In the breakdown part 2, I'm gonna show you how the police keyed in on John and the timeline following Iyana's disappearance. We gotta watch the movement. Come on, ride with me. On December the 19th, we know that Iayana left school early.
She broke out after lunch, and she had 2 bags on her. That was the surveillance camera recorder. Terry Parker.
Uncle John left work at Ace Pick-a-Part to go get Iayana, and this poor girl thought that they was about to run away together. But what she didn't know was that Uncle John had other plans. So when he brought Iayana back to his job, within hours, Iayana and her unborn child left this earth and was put into a dumpster. And on December the 20th, we see that dumpster leave the property of Ace Pick-a-Part. Iayana's gone. And Uncle John thought he pulled off the perfect crime, because after that, Iayana was not heard from again.
Did you ever hear from IS?
No.
Did you ever hear from IS again?
No.
Did you in any way whatsoever find any sign of your niece ever again?
Nothing.
In fact, did you even message her to please just contact, let you know she's okay, that everything will be okay?
Yes.
Did that return call or text ever happen?
No.
They had no idea where Iayana was.
In prison on that. You know, you are the cause of this, and you are just as guilty as he is. You know why? Because you put your children at risk. You had 5 children, and you went out drinking, and you didn't care about the children, and you knew what was going on. This man moves in with you in January of 2005. In April of 2005, he viciously and sexually violates you. What do? You don't prosecute, you forgive him, you forget about it, and you let him move in with you. That's despicable, and you are an atrocious mother. You need to really search your soul, because you are disgusting. And there's no excuse for what you did. If I sound upset, I haven't heard such vile, disgusting, gross, despicable stuff in my whole 20-year career.
And said, Kevin touched you, looked at me getting out of the shower. Need to come first. Or is it we're a package deal? If you're a package deal, that's no deal. I'll be honest, it's a package deal, that's no deal, because let's say you and I were to get married, you got a daughter, right? Mm-hmm. Let's say we have 2 kids together. Mm-hmm. And your child is 5. So 10 years from now, your daughter comes home and said, Kevin touched you, looked at me getting out of the shower. What happens next?
The relationship would have to end.
Huh?
That's not something the relationship would end immediately.
Because your daughter said I looked at her getting out of the shower.
Why would that person even be close to the bathroom to see her?
Mm-hmm.
That would be the thing. You have to defend your seed. You have to defend your child.
Mm-hmm. But you also remember you got 2 of my kids.
Mm-hmm.
So that means I should never listen to it. That means I should avoid women like you, because off the rip, your desire to defend your child blew up. You got 2 of my kids, and